Hello everyone, Matt from Real World Review, and today I'm going to review some legumes. These are the Samsung Galaxy Buds Live, also known as the Samsung Beans. These beans are interesting. Let's start off by saying these are definitely some of the most interesting looking wearables we have seen this year, but is it really a wearable or is it a vegetable? Let's find out. The case isn't really anything crazy. I have the black one, so the case is going to be a glossy black that shows scratches. This kind of sucks, but it's whatever. There's wireless charging in this, which is pretty cool, as well as the USB-C port on the back for fast charging. Then you open up the plastic case to find the two buds and a green light. The first thing you notice is the mirror finish on these raised up beans. They actually make the beans really easy to remove. There are two contacts on each bud for charging, a little hook area at the top for your ear, these little speaker grill areas, and a little sensor. Remember that sensor. On the back there are two holes for the microphone and a little grill for noise canceling. When putting them in your ear, you're greeted with two things, the noise of them powering on and the feeling of how large these buds really are. These buds definitely take time to get used to, but the most frustrating part is the touch sensor. It's right at the top, so generally you will activate music and audio before they even get into your ears, which can be annoying. Luckily with the app though, you can disable this feature. I'm not a fan of capacitive controls, so this is an awesome feature for me. While we're in this app, you will find a decent amount of customization, like giving you the option for volume control and a Find My Earbuds option. Honestly, these buds aren't that bad. Something you don't find is the ear detection, but that's what those little sensors are on the actual earbuds. However, for me, they're not as good as something like AirPods. I find it often that they stay active even after you take them out of your ears. Honestly, these buds aren't that bad, but unfortunately for me and most people, they're not going to be a good option. At $170, they're not the worst pricing, seeing that they're around the same price as normal AirPods, but the AirPods Pro clearly beat these in every aspect because of their design, as much as I hate saying that. The overall design doesn't look bad in your ears, but the design is what messes up the listening experience. I often find it difficult to fit in your ear perfectly, like I can with the AirPods and Liberty Pros. If you're in a quiet environment, once they're in your ears, they actually sound really good. And this continues on until you make some noise. Because of the shape and the fact that they don't go in your ear, but rather sit on your ear, they block very little noise. And this is even with noise cancellation on. What's funny is I found myself actually blocking noise when adjusting these buds at times, which is something that I've never experienced. Like at times I'd be listening to music and then all of a sudden I wouldn't hear anything out of my left one because I'm moving it around, but the right one would still be fine. It's kind of strange. Maybe my ear canals are just shaped weirdly. I don't know. Now for those that like the traditional AirPods design, you might be in luck. After all, these help with reducing but not eliminating noise, something that some people look for. I, however, am not that person. So like I said, they are noise canceling, which is very interesting to me. There's no insulation, so it's purely software based, and it kind of works. However, these are probably the worst use case, seeing that these $60 AirPod influenced Aukey earbuds are better at blocking noise along with having the same active noise cancellation. Again, hard to compare them to the Pros because of the design, but it's just weird. As for the sound, they're not bad at all, seeing that the bass is actually really good. These 12mm drivers are tuned by AKG, which I never really cared about, but they're definitely better sounding than the standard AKG buds that you get with Samsung phones. Audio quality is not an issue here, getting plenty loud and full, but unless it's at full volume, you still hear outside noises, which can be annoying. For me, these are not isolating enough, so I can't use these when walking or scootering around, or really being active in general. Bixby is built into these buds, which is whatever for me. I never use Siri, Bixby, Alexa, or anything else like that, so I'm not the best at explaining the benefits, but Bixby is there if you need it. These do not support aptX, but rather ACC. This is fine, but that means that there's going to be some latency if you're using a device that is not a Samsung phone. As for battery life, these aren't that bad at all. With the buds, the battery is a 65 mAh cell and 472 mAh cell for the case, which has wireless charging, like I said. You will get 4 or so hours per charge with ANC active, and the case will give you about 3 to 5 charges. So 12 to 16 hours isn't that bad for these buds, but let's be honest, you're not going to wear these for that long. But we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Also, Samsung says something about getting over 20 hours. I guess that could be possible, but honestly, it was pretty easy to charge these, and I never really had issues with the battery life. The spec page is always interesting on Samsung devices, but I cannot actually believe that there's really 6 mics per bud. Like, how would that work? I'm pretty sure it's just 3, but they say 6. Also, what is grip? Okay, I'm sidetracking, but the biggest hardware issue that I actually saw was the connection. For some reason, I put my phone in my back pocket and boom, major audio interference. Not sure if software will end up fixing this, but it's definitely an issue in my eyes. However, when I would walk around with these on my desk, I never had any audio issues. It's just really strange. Now, for some people, they may not agree, but for me, these are not comfortable. Honestly, the case is probably the only thing that's comfortable. It's easy to pocket and it's pretty light. Same with the buds, they are pretty light, but they are big. Even with 30 minutes of usage, my ears started aching, so I would generally take them out. This is a really big issue for me because if it sounds bad but it's comfortable, I will still consider using them at times. But these buds are the complete opposite. There are other wingtips that you can try, but for me, it still doesn't fit properly. They're supposed to be ergonomic and fit nicely in your ears, but for me, it's the complete opposite. I will admit that they are definitely not going to fall out of your ears because you won't want to keep them in your ears. Okay, that was a dumb joke, and I don't know why I'm going to keep that in, but yeah. My biggest question, especially in this type of electronic climate, is why do these even exist? It is cool that Samsung takes chances and they try something a little bit new, but I feel like they should have just figured out how to do this on their normal Galaxy Buds. I also feel like there isn't really that much of a market for these types of buds that don't go all the way in your ear and have noise cancellation. Honestly, this is something that I would see off like a cheap knockoff device, but instead this is a Samsung product. With that said, Samsung and Apple are the only ones that take these chances, so I can't fully blame them. However, I feel like they should be focusing on beating AirPods Pro, not the old AirPods. As much as I don't like AirPods, these Galaxy Buds are never going to be my go-to when I have these better isolating cheap buds or even these amazing sound cores right here, for less than the beans. Maybe next year Samsung will add a stock to those beans and grow and flourish. I know I'm joking around, but I still can't believe that these are actually real. And that's all I have to say about these interesting earbuds. I wish I fell in love with the Galaxy Buds live, but the complete opposite happened. I know there will have to be some people that will like these, but I just can't. At $170, these are just too expensive to buy, but you should still check them out in the description below. There is a relatively pain-free 30-day return policy if you don't end up liking them. But anyways, thanks for watching my review on the Samsung Galaxy Buds Live, or the beans. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, or message me on Twitter. I get bored over there. And feel free to follow me on the social media listed above, subscribe to my channel so you can see other review videos, as well as some repair videos, and hit that bell button so then YouTube reminds you when those videos do come out. Thanks for watching.